Okay, hello, good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're viewing this. So this is the video to outline the history of HCI assignment for the HCI module. So without further ado, let me switch to my, no, this one. So this is my Dundee, as you will see it. So you'll see that there's an assessment area. And if we open that assessment area, there is a schedule and this new edition, which is the history of HCI detail. So when we open that, you will see that there is a video summary, which is hopefully where you found this video, and there will be further videos coming up on how to submit your paper and submit your review, and you'll see why that is when I show you the content. So if I just download that file and open up. So this is all the information that you're going to need in order to complete the assignment. So let me just get rid of that. So the assignment is split into 3 parts. The first part is that you'll do, in a group, a report and submit a video. The second part is that there will be some discussion based around those videos. And the third part is that you will, as an individual person, review some of those reports and videos. So the reason for this assignment is to give you a sense of both the history of HCI, so you'll pick a topic and explore that topic in depth, narrowing it as you need to. So some of those topics are very big. Don't think that as a team you have to do the whole thing. But the report you submit will actually be quite short, so you do need to focus a bit. And as a team, what you'll do is you'll submit your report and then present your results. Now, before the pandemic, we had a situation where you would do posters in the class and it would mimic like attending a conference. Obviously, we can't do that now, so what we've done is tried to mimic an online conference. So this is what, as an academic, I would be attending and contributing to rather than an in-person event. So to that end, we have set up a conference. I want to be that in a new window. We have set up a conference website on EasyChair. EasyChair is a conference management system, and it's one of the conference management systems that we might use to submit research work. So what I would like each person to do, first task, is that you need to go to this groups document and you need to, if you have a preference, create groups within your tutorial sessions. So for example, this set of teams here, that would be for groups who are in the MSc tutorial group on Thursday at 1 p.m. So you can find the class lists if you don't know who's in your tutorial. You can find those lists on the second page there. So you can make sure you kind of pick a group from within the section that you're in. So if you can do that by basically Thursday, so this is Wednesday the 10th of February, I'm going to send out an announcement. It's a last minute thing, apologies, timetabling classes and so on. But let's get that done by Thursday so that you can start working basically from Friday onwards as a team. So once you are in your teams, you will have to pick a topic. So the topics are in Appendix A of this document. So let me scroll down. So there's a fairly substantial list of options. Some of them are artifacts, some of them are interaction styles and options, some of them are people. So some of the people, if you Google them, will be from Dundee. If you would like to set up to speak to any of those individuals from Dundee, I can arrange that, but please let me know just so that I can coordinate to avoid multiple interview requests. Some of them are related to research and some of them are related to specific systems or system criteria or system kind of sectors. If you have an idea within your group that's not on this list, then please get in touch and I can just confirm that that's a sensible topic that you're going to be interested in. Probably if you've got an interest, you'll find that one of these is loosely related to what it is you want to do, and you can use that as your topic and use your own interest as the specialisation. I am not expecting you to tell me everything about the Windows operating system through the years. You can kind of pick and choose what are the interesting parts that you want to share. So as a group, you have found each other, you have gone out, you've picked your topic of interest. The next thing is that you have to create a report and a video. So each group needs to write a 2-page summary of what you've discovered in your research about that topic, related to the history of HCI. So the HCI part is important. How people use that is important, not just the technical aspects. References are not included and appendices are not permitted. So the reason for this is that conference page limits are very strict. So if you were to submit to a conference and you were over the page limit, you would be desk rejected. So they would just not put it forward for review. So it's important that you do manage to scale that down. The template that I'm talking about there, the ACM conference format, there is a Word template for that. So you can just go download that template and start filling it in with your information. If you don't have Word installed on your phone, you can use remote desktop into the QMB, and there's Word on all of those devices. So what would typically happen is you would submit your report, your paper, and that would be reviewed, and then you would be invited to submit to the conference. In this case, everyone attends the conference because that's in tutorial sessions. So you also need to submit a video. So this is something that conferences are using as a way to mitigate the fact that, just continually giving presentations is a bit dull, especially when it's online. So each group should create a video that's up to 5 minutes that presents those research findings. So you can present them in any way that you want. That's entirely open to you. But the purpose of the video is to start a discussion on the topic. So you can be kind of creative or a bit provocative if you would like. That discussion will be facilitated by Daniel within those sessions. So give him something to work with by creating a video that's going to start some interaction. You submit your paper on EasyChair. Now, one person in the group should submit as tick the box for corresponding author, and then make sure all the co-authors are registered. If it's just the person who submits it, then no one else will get emails saying, like it's been accepted and you can have reviews and that sort of stuff. So make sure everyone is listed. Submit your video by email to me. So my email address is r.menzies@dundee.ac.uk. Normally, you would submit everything within the conference management system, but we have a free educational license for EasyChair, and that doesn't include edits to the submission form. So please email me a YouTube video link. That video link we can then play during the class so that people can see all of the videos, and then we'll move on to discussion. During those discussion sessions in week 6, submitted videos will be played, and then, as I say, Daniel will lead that discussion. Not all team members need to be part of your video, but they might be called upon to answer questions and contribute to the discussion. We'll record those sessions, and they're purely for moderation. The external examiner might ask to review those, and that's not to evaluate you, that's to evaluate myself and Daniel as the people who award the grades, and effectively a degree at the end of the day. If you can't attend it, there will be some mark reduction, but please let me know or speak to your advisor if you have any issues with attendance. So following the discussion session, what will happen is we'll move on to the third phase, which is the review phase. So each submission will be allocated to individuals to review. You have to review 2 groups, which means you have to read 2 reports and watch 2 5-minute videos. And you'll get those requests from EasyChair again as part of the conference. And you'll fill out a review form on there, which will be a summary of what you think that group contributed, any recommendations you have for future improvements, etc. Those reviews will be anonymous. So you will get copies of those reviews at the end, and you won't know who's written them. So please don't include anything that will identify you in writing your review. You'll get an email from EasyChair telling you that you've been allocated some reviews. Please go online and review them. And I'll just make an announcement on Blackboard to make sure that everybody knows that that's available. So we have 2 appendices on here. We've got that list that we've seen before, and we have this marking scheme. So the marking scheme is broken down into the written research paper in terms of some background to that, a summary of the topic, including all the different sort of interactions that are possible, and some reflection on what impact did that have on the technology that we use now. Has it led to the development of further things, or has it kind of fallen by the wayside as being, we've learned a lesson and the lesson was, let's not do that. The second part is the presentation and discussion, the videos. So again, there's some marks there for the content of the paper. There's marks there for how you prioritise that content so that you're presenting really a nice summary rather than too much detail. And there's some mark for how the group responds to discussion, whether you contribute to other teams' discussion and you kind of give sensible answers to questions that are asked of you. Then there are marks awarded for doing the 2 peer reviews, which you'll get through the EasyChair system at the end. And then there are professionalism marks. So those professionalism marks are really for things like adhering to submission dates, formats, and how you conduct yourself during the discussion session, in terms of creating an environment that's a constructive discussion forum. Basically be a good person and you're going to be fine. Okay, so I want to summarise the final deadline part of that so that people know, because we made some changes to that. So the deadline is on Tuesday next week. You submit the group report and your video submission. Remember, the group report goes on EasyChair, the video submission is an email to me. Then that is basically Tuesday evening. The first tutorial is the next day, so Daniel and I will get the videos ready for the tutorials for the rest of week 6. At the end of week 6, I will release the review requests. So basically after the final tutorial has taken place, you then have 1 week to do your individual reviews. So we did plan a deadline for week 5, as some of you spotted, but we've just pushed it to week 6. Because we've got that bit of space and we're a little late getting it out to you, so hopefully that will be helpful. So when you log on to My Dundee, there will be a video there on how to submit your paper to show you just how the EasyChair system works and how to submit your review. But as a quick summary, this is the system. And as an author, you'll be able to just go on there and make a submission. So it's a very straightforward form. As long as you read what's being asked of you, that will be fine. So I'll give you specific details on that later on. Final outstanding task for you is to go to that groups document and start filling in your own group preference and the topic that you want to study as a group, just so that we have an idea before the tutorials of what is coming up. Okay, so as usual, any questions, please drop me an email, and otherwise I will see you soon. Watch out for the future videos on how to submit all the different parts.